Hey everyone, my name is Amber. I'm going to be your faculty member this quarter. I want to begin by welcoming you to your spring quarter and English 102 online. So first things first, I'd love to give you guys a quick tour of how this Canvas shell is laid out. If you look to the menu on the left-hand side in Canvas, you'll see that you're currently on the home page, where I will be leaving updates every Monday between 9 and noon for the week. So try to build it into your schedule to check out the weekly update at the start of the week every Monday to find out some updates about how things went last week, what's ahead of us, and any other important information for staying connected in the course. You know, it's an online class, but I love to have a moment to stop and connect with you guys here and there. The way that this update system is set up, I'm going to leave these updates on Padlet. So the newest update will post right at the top. That's where you can be looking. But if you ever want to go back, just scroll below and you can find the updates from previous weeks. Ideally, I'll share a video, and then right under that, I'll have some written content, including here is the workflow for the week. And that will have everything that is going to be due for the week. Typically on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, with bullets that will take you directly to the discussion boards or the assignment spaces where that work can be done, or to my course website, lemire102.weebly.com, where you can read our assignment prompts, our projects, and also access learning resources and materials that will propel us forward throughout the quarter. You can access that website and all of that content, like I said, through those bullets below as we work on each individual thing. You can also just type it into your browser without logging into anything. That way you could review kind of what's coming up, what's expected for the next project while you're sitting somewhere waiting for an appointment or waiting in the parking lot and you're on your cell phone. That's one of the nice things about having an external website where some of our course content is shared with all of you and can be processed. As well, it's on the left-hand side menu in Canvas where it says Syllabus, Projects, and Textbook. This week, you'll have a chance to check out the syllabus especially. So I'd love to see you guys touring the course, kind of seeing where things are organized. Review the course syllabus, which is on that Weebly website. You'll need to click through all 4 buttons within the course syllabus. And so that's including, I think the titles are your instructor, about English 102, workflow and grades, and then any support services. And then for those of you who like to move through Canvas differently, know that everything I am putting on these updates can also be found in the calendar. So if you're someone who operates off of the to-do list, the Monday updates will pop up on the to-do list for you to view, and so will our different deadlines, and these bullets below will be the same bullets that are in those to-do items. That way you don't have to completely change the way that you navigate through Canvas. Another way that I know some students like to work in Canvas is using modules. So if you see in the left-hand side in Canvas on that menu, I have modules published, and I'll try to have the weekly updates there as well, along with whatever we're working on, and the bullets and deadlines are inside of the assignments. So really, I think that that covers a lot of the ways that each individual person works. And like I said, this week is a good chance to figure out what your flow is going to be and how you'll work through your preferences. There's one more setup thing besides exploring the course that I'd love to see you guys do right away this week, and that's just making sure that you are somewhat familiar with Google Drive and getting in and making yourself a folder for this course. So I have a resource below in the bullets for this week where you can access a how-to and make sure that you get that established. You won't need to build an account because being LCC students, you already have an email address that gets you directly into a Google account, and you can have you can build all kinds of folders, but I encourage you to make an English 102 course folder and start drafting and developing your work inside of that space. That is going to be how we make it easy to share lengthy written work with me and then with each other, and to leave comments that can be easily viewed and resolved and discussed as we help each other revise, edit, grow, improve, and polish our own writing and our own compositions throughout the quarter. Just a few more quick things about the menu on the left, and then I'll talk more about what's happening this week. So below modules, you'll see my Zoom room. I'm available Monday through Friday, 9 to 4-ish. But here and there, I'm in class or I'm at meetings or doing different things. So the only caveat is reach out to set up an appointment, and then we can hop into Zoom. Sometimes I can do an evening, weekend. Sometimes I can do in person. I just encourage you to mention what you need and see if I can pull that off. Like I said, sometimes it works out with the week, and if not, I'll try to find another resource that might provide the support that you're looking for. You'll also see library there. You're probably going to benefit from that later this quarter, so we'll talk about that more when we get into the content. And tutors as well. There are lots of different options for how you might access tutoring if you're interested. And finally, grades, which that's a traditional Canvas gradebook. You can learn more about our grading system in the syllabus, and it's another thing we'll talk about more once we get into the actual quarter and start getting some work completed. So for this Thursday, other than exploring the course, reviewing the syllabus, starting to get those Drive folders set up, you are going to begin by drafting what's called the journalist bio. And then Thursday is when we have our deadline to share those bios with each other in the discussion board. By Sunday, I'd like to see you guys replying to each other. There are specific instructions in the journalist bio prompt that explain how those replies should look, what they might include. And then it's really important that you start looking ahead to next week because you want extra time. You're going to be working on the pitches project. And the pitch is really going to create your foundation for the work you're going to do all quarter long. It's a really fun brainstorming project that will shape just what your next 10 weeks of writing and researching is going to look like. I mention a little bit about this, or a lot about this in other places, but I want to bring it up here. I really enjoy teaching English 102. It's probably the course when I was tutoring here at LCC that made me realize that I would love to become a writing teacher, just because of all the different topics that people were exploring, learning about, and sharing, and the passion that can get funneled into this longer piece of writing that you've spent a lot of time on. It's really exciting for me to see students spend so much energy and really come up with what they want to say and what they want to get out of a project this size without having to close it and move on to the next thing. I know it's intimidating at first. I felt it myself when I was a student. You just see what the requirements are, and it feels like a little much to spend that amount of time and invest that much energy into one piece of composition. But the joy that comes at the end for so many people to see, I was able to accomplish this thing that was intimidating, or I really enjoyed the topic that I chose and invested in, or I don't know, just that sense of having learned something, whether about the topic or writing or your process or what you're capable of. It's an exciting class to teach for all of those reasons. So I hope that you guys get in and start to think about what you really want to get out of that experience. What of those takeaways is most important to you personally, and what's going to set you up so that as a goal, so that you walk away feeling like you got something that you wanted out of this quarter. One of the things that I've done to try to create that outcome for us, something that I've found to be successful with other groups of students and that I'm always tweaking and refining in order to make sure that it's still relevant to the new group of students coming in, is that I have framed our entire quarter as a fake magazine. So you are now journalists, and I am our editor-in-chief, and you work for Exchangers Magazine, and that whole concept will facilitate the topics that we choose, why we choose them, how we shape them, and hopefully you'll find these criteria kind of pushing you in directions that you maybe wouldn't have gone without them, and really kind of pushing the creativity of the whole group at the same time. I think that the journalist concept also gives us more of a frame of mind to be able to work together, because we're thinking about this publication, this magazine that we're compiling together, and we desire for everyone's piece to be contributing and shaping and really reaching and exciting our readers. So I hope that you guys will have fun with that, even in this very first assignment. Use your imagination, take on that role-playing experience, and at least just give it a shot, even if it might seem silly at first. Like I said, it's something I've been playing with for lots of years, and I love what it produces over time, and I'm open to learning how we can make it better together too. So just a couple of final things about me and about the class. You'll learn more about this in the syllabus, but I try to be really flexible. So if something is due, but you're not on schedule with that due date and something's coming up in life, then consider the due date mostly a suggestion. And the best way to handle that is, it says things are due by midnight. They're really, if I get in there, if I don't get to it until a day from then, like past the deadline, as long as I see it, it's on time. You're fine. I don't check timestamps. You don't need to email me your apologies. You do not need to send me your doctor's notes. I don't need to know all of those things unless you want me to know what's going on and you want some support and encouragement. I just know that with the number of students that I'm working with every quarter, that of course people are going through things. There are obstacles, there are barriers. And so what I care about is, do you have what you need to make a plan to catch up? Or do you need something from me to help you so that you can stay caught up, so that you can get back in with the schedule? The schedule that I've put out there is ideal. It would be best if we get things done in this time, especially replies. So if you're falling off of the schedule, reach out, tell me what you think we should do, and I will probably most of the time agree with that and cheer you on. Otherwise, we might just need to connect and talk through some of the details. I just care about you guys being successful and being able to also fit this class into your unique lives, the other demands that you have going on and whatnot. So please send an email, alamir@lowercolumbia.edu, or use the messaging space in Canvas itself on the left-hand side menu. And if you ever read this weekly update and you want to leave a comment or ask a question that you think would benefit the whole group, this Padlet space allows you to make comments below. Just remember that those comments will be public. And so if there's something more personal, like what we were just talking about with arranging a different schedule for you based on what's going on, send me a personal message. Otherwise, if you feel like the question benefits the group, the answer could benefit the group, and I'd be happy to post it there. So have a great week, everyone. Reach out if you need anything. I hope that your spring quarter gets off to a very strong start in general. I cannot wait to read your journalist bios, and especially next week to start talking through some of your brainstorming for what you want to write this quarter.